we did talk about the moratorium and how that might work or be implemented. And it was mentioned that a moratorium would introduce legal complications, for example, in the case of Dan Choi. It seems to me that that complication would simply be that the Army would not, for the duration of the moratorium, discharge an Arabic-speaking combat veteran who's now participating in drills with his Guard unit at the request of his superior officers. My belief is the moratorium could be put in place as we put this implementation plan together. And I say that because the testimony of Admiral Mullen and Secretary Gates was that the review is not about whether, but it's about how we'll implement the repeal. So it seems that the eventuality of the repeal isn't in question. And so in that spirit, this senator thinks that we ought to put a moratorium in place during this implementation period. In other words, the moratorium would be in effect until we begin to implement this plan to repeal the Don't Ask, Don't Tell measure. The Army and the military does human resources as well as any corporation, as well as any organization I've ever seen. And I know that this is one of the challenges, and one of the reasons we maybe need some time to study how you implement is, well, how do you deal with those service members who are in the pipeline right now, if you will, because of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, because they've been identified as being gay service members. And I just think that we should do everything possible, given that we're going to, based on what the President said, the Secretary, Admiral Mullen, implement a repeal, that we should do everything possible to ensure that as few service members are discharged between now and then. Who's going to be the last gay service member to be discharged under Don't Ask, Don't Tell? That would be a tragedy in my mind, because they're clearly patriots. They clearly want to serve their country. Admiral Mullen made it very clear that they shouldn't have to lead a lie to serve their country and defend their country. And